A man's dilemma. Before attaining Mahanirvana, the Buddha, we are told, had 500 earlier births. In each of these, he performed austerities and lived a righteous life. In one of these lives, he was born as a wise master and gave right advice to all those who came to him to guide them on the spiritual path. One night, a strange incident occurred. One man had gone from his own village to another on an urgent matter. His wife packed some food for his lunch and dinner. He kept the food packet in a cloth bag which he tied in a loose knot and placed it on his head. At lunchtime, he happened to pass through a dense forest. Tired by the hours of walking, he ate the food and fell asleep. While he slept, a cobra slithered around and entered the bag containing the food pocket. It lay there comfortably coiled. When the man awoke, without suspecting the presence of the cobra, he picked up his bag and put it on his head and walked on. On reaching his destination, he finished his work and in the evening was returned to his village. In another 3 hours, he would be home. On the way back, he met a soothsayer. The soothsayer looked at him and said, "Sir, if you spend the night in some place other than your home, you will die. On the other hand, if you reach home tonight, your wife will die." The man was troubled. He wanted to live, but he loved his wife dearly and did not wish to cause her death. Now, what should he do? Go home and cause her death, or remain away and invite death for himself? It was a difficult decision to make, and he urgently needed advice. Suddenly, he remembered the wise master who was camping in the village nearby. He decided to go to the master with his problem and seek his advice. When he reached the village, he found the master surrounded by people gathered for satsanga. He prostrated to the master and told him of his dilemma. The master looked at him lovingly. When he had finished narrating his story, the master asked him, "If you stay away from home for the night, what will you do for food?" The man said, "There is food in my bag, master. I will eat it and sleep under a tree." The master asked again, "Suppose you go home for the night, what will you eat then?" The man replied, "My wife will give me the food she cooks in the evening and will herself eat the food in the bag." The master looked thoughtfully at the bag lying on the ground and detected the crawling movement of the cobra inside. Then he said, "My dear man, what the soothsayer said is correct. Look in your bag carefully. There is a live cobra inside it. If you had stopped on the way, you would have opened it to eat your food. The cobra would have bitten you and caused you death. If you had gone home for the night, your wife would have opened the bag and been bitten by the cobra. Then she would have died. How now that you know the reason, neither of you need die. Kill the vicious serpent and save yourself." The man followed the master's advice and went home happily. We all have the serpent of anger, greed, and jealousy in the bag of our mind. The master tells us about its existence. If, according to his advice, we kill it, we will be able to live happily in this world.